Is everybody watching any of Master Sha's Dao De Jing classes on the Tuesdays?
Yes, they're great.
Yeah, they are.
I really find him hard to understand.
Yeah, I can understand them. Definitely, yeah.
Are these those little short clips?
Yeah, they're good. There's little Q&As that he's doing. Did you say, are they what we're talking about?
Yeah, because
No.
I saw the one about the water and I've seen a couple of those, but they're short. Is that what you mean?
No. Every Tuesday, he's actually, he's going to write it. He's going to publish his own Dao De Jing. Okay, so that's coming soon. Pretty sure he's already wrote a Heart Sutra and a Heart Sutra mantra. But I don't know whether he's going to release that to the public. I hope he does. I pray he does. That might just be to people, to like the students that are on the Heart Sutra advanced retreats. It's so, the reason I say that is because it's so different. Like, even being English, I can't speak Chinese, but whenever he teaches Taoist teachings, when he speaks Chinese or writes calligraphies, it's like, I know exactly what he's saying. The Buddhist teachings, they're so different. Like it's like learning a new language from scratch. But he puts a lot of profound, this Heart Sutra teachings are very different, just like his Tao Te Chings are as well. So hopefully he releases his version of a Heart Sutra with the mantra to the public, but he's announced that he's going to release Tao Te Ching. He's doing a version of the Tao Te Ching, which would be awesome. But though every Tuesday he does a chapter of the Tao Te Ching where he shares his translation and his understanding of it. And it's very different than a lot of the Tao Te Chings I've read.
Is it Tuesday our time?
Yeah, it is Tuesday our time, but it's in the morning. But if you go to his YouTube channel, yeah, look, I'll share the screen just so you know. Yeah, I'll share the screen. You guys can see where I am now, what I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
So if we go to YouTube,
I'll just share the link in the morning. It often comes up on my Facebook, so I'll go and look for it and I'll share it for everyone. I have shared it before.
Yeah, we've shared a few before, but if you go on his Dr. and Master Shah, if you go to playlists, these here, there's 39 so far. So it's Power and Wisdom of the Tao Te Ching. So you press like play all. I'm listening to them in work right now. This is where I'm up to. Because I listen to them every week, but I'm going through them from start to finish. And these are them. So we'll give a massive blessing with a calligraphy at the end of each one. They're only like an hour long. And they're pretty epic. They're really awesome. His teaching, I re-listened to, I think it was chapter 3 or chapter 4. And he explained Wu Wei. That's why you Julie, you shared today the Wu Wei little teaching, which was lovely. And that's how I've always seen Wu Wei, because Wu Wei fundamentally means, doing, not doing, consciously doing nothing. But the way Master Shah explained it was just completely different to any way I've heard it explained before. And I don't know, sometimes, I don't know whether it's because he's my teacher. I'm sure, hopefully you guys feel the same, but any teacher, don't get me wrong, I've experienced this listening to like even Thich Nhat Hanh when he's give like some teachings. They'll say something so simple that, doesn't sound so profound, but it's just bowls you over because it's just, you just get so much insight from it. My understanding, my limited understanding, that is the oral transmission. If you look throughout history, there's always been talk of the oral transmission where a master will give an oral transmission of his understanding of Zen or his of self-realization or whatever, and the disciple gets it. I had a awesome third eye image years ago, probably 8-9 years ago, but I'll always remember it. And it was I think it was like a soul communication I did. And the question was, how come when I receive a message from soul communication, why does it never come out as profound as my my vision or the knowing that I get? And I was shown like a third eye image of like frequency, like black space, and it was like a green frequency wave, like a laser almost, that just went on and on and on. And the insight showed me like sometimes the knowing that you feel as a conscious entity might be as vast as that line. It was like an infinite plane, but it was like a green laser in space. When you try and speak it, it's got to try and fit through a bandwidth like this, which is the English language. But the other insight I got was sometimes a teacher can share just a few words, which is even tinier, but that much information is behind it, depending on how much they understand or embody that teaching. And I don't know, I just got a lot of insight from that because, as I said, like when Master Sha taught the Wu Wei teaching, it wasn't a very long teaching. He just summed up the difference between Your Way and Wu Wei. Your Way is Confucius, Wu Wei is Lao Tzu, and how a lot of even Taoist masters have missed the essence of Wu Wei. And when he explained it, I just was driving and I nearly had to pull over because it just blew me away. It was amazing. So yeah, sorry if I'm going on a bit. I hope that made sense. All good. Let's get into the Tao text.
An insight means a realization, does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
fundamentally. Just, I actually heard David Icke give a great, he gave a great analogy, and he's talking about when you start seeing the bigger picture of reality and the conspiracy and things like this. But I used it as spiritual understanding. He said, if you were born looking at a brick like this, and you never saw anything outside the brick, that brick is your whole universe. And if one day somebody grabs you by the scruff of the neck and pulls you back, your mind is blown. That's an insight that, oh my gosh, the brick isn't everything. That brick is actually a wall, right? And it might take you a few years or a few days, whatever it is, having all these breakthroughs, your mind completely blown about that your world isn't a brick, it's a wall. And then another insight or somebody else will pull you a step further back and you go, well, it's not a wall, it's a house. And then you get further back, it's not a house, it's a suburb. And then, so on and so on. And that to me is a good example of spiritual insight or understanding or this realization, whatever you want to label it. It's just this vast, it was great. I was in the car. I'm sorry to share all these stories so early on, but I was in the car with Bo the other day, and he's watched a few good documentaries on the flat earth with me, and he was asking me questions in the car, and he just had this vision that the firmament sort of actually ended at Antarctica. And he said, is this the case? And I said, look, I don't know. Okay, we don't know. And I gave him a few different potentials. I said, this plane of existence could be infinite, right? That the firmament could go beyond the Antarctic wall, and there could be billions of them, right? Which is what thermal pockets. But then I said as well, the firmament could go way beyond, which I believe it does, Antarctica, because, if you've done a bit of research on this subject, Admiral Byrd, he actually was an explorer who went beyond the Antarctic wall and found a landmass that he claimed was as big as the United States that had never been explored. So when I was sharing that, I said, there could be land masses where people live that are beyond the Arctic water, and it blew his mind. You know, you just see a kid, he went, oh, Dad, he said, I actually feel a bit scared. And I said, scared? He went, no, that's not the right word. He said, it's just blown my mind. That's just blown my mind. So, and I said, but that might not be true. Okay, we just got to keep open to everything. But I love that when you see people have those bigger insights. Oh, good, guys.
That's cool.
Light
Thank
bulb.
you.
Sorry?
Light bulb, yeah.
Yeah,
Light bulb
yeah,
moments, yeah.
Oh, good. Well, we'll close our eyes, focus our awareness on our breath. And just put your awareness in your heart space. Okay, so where your heart is located in your body and in the world. So think of it like that as well. Okay, the heart is so important. So the field of your heart, be aware of where it is in your body, but where it is geographically on the earth. And then from an even like a universal perspective, okay? Where your heart, your core of your receiver of your soul information is in this creation, simulation, whatever you want to call it. And just feel in that space pure openness. And see how the space becomes more spacious. The space of your heart becomes more spacious. Less rigid, less closed off. Open to being wrong. You think of a baby, you know, 3, 4, 5 years old. Anything they're told, they believe in an open way because they live in truth. We have to be trained how to tell lies. Okay, so when they're just open to the world, they're like wanderers. Don't know what a plant is when they're 2, 3. Don't know what a plant is before your mum and dad says this is a plant. Don't know what an insect is. They can see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, even taste it. But there's no label on it yet. They're looking at the clouds. They don't know what they are. Really open and innocent. And through a lifetime of being conditioned, we have our beliefs. We become rigid. We become stiff. All of our experiences we put in a box based off our past experiences and labels. Just be open. Smash out of any boxes. Be innocent and vulnerable like a baby again. And this is what Lao Tzu is sort of pointing out, to my understanding of the Tao. He said, anything that's got a name is impermanent. The Tao has no name. permanent. And I shared this with Bo, and he said, but it has got a name. It's got the name, the Tao. And I thought about that. I thought, yeah, that's what we've put on it. And we've put names on everything else. Okay, we're the ones that put names on trees, on cars, or whatever it is, blades of grass. But you can still touch, taste, feel, smell, hear the things of the world. The Tao is nameless, and it cannot be seen, heard, smelled, felt, tasted. But yet it is in everything and it is everywhere. Like the baby fish that says to its dad, "Dad, have you heard of this thing called water? What is it?" And the dad tries to explain what water is. Kid can't understand it. Baby fish can't understand it. So where your heart is, it's open. It's vulnerable and innocent. It is one with nature. So dear God, dear the Tao, and any soul that supports the divine and Tao, that supports universal love, peace and harmony, selflessness and humility, please bless us, please be with us, please help us understand the wisdom we're about to go over. And bring your awareness back to the body, but feel how open your heart space is now. And see light of all we've invoked, nourishing every aspect of our being, our soul, heart, and mind. Okay, the heart houses the mind. So as our heart becomes more open to anything, it helps to soften the rigidity of the mind. A person is really open-minded, okay? An open-minded person starts with an open heart. You'll find that most open-minded people are very kind and compassionate. Heart first. So let that small practice open your heart, therefore open your mind. And what the kids do beautifully as well, they ask questions, they ask innocent questions. Okay, we'll go on with the text. You can stay in meditative state with your eyes closed, or you can open them wherever you want. Excuse me. In some of my previous books, I shared a powerful, ancient one-sentence healing secret that is extremely simple. 金光交替百病消除. It means it means golden light shines, all sickness disappears. Remember, your soul is the golden light being. And as he shared earlier on in this book, if a soul has no virtue, okay, or is sick, it can look grey, it can look skinny, it can look sick. So when golden light shines, all sickness disappears. Why is golden light so powerful that it can remove all sickness? Because golden light is spiritual light. This ancient statement has been one of the key spiritual wisdoms for healing for thousands of years. Many people in history have heard this statement. They have treated this statement as theory and wisdom. but they have not applied this wisdom enough to heal sicknesses. How do you apply this wisdom for healing all sickness? This is the way I am offering and sharing with you in humanity. The way is so simple. My teaching is simple and practical, and it works. The simplest technique is the best technique. I've shared this wisdom with you in this book. This can be summarized in one sentence. Da Dao Jian. The big way is extremely simple. Lao Tzu talks about that in the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu says in the universe, big things are accomplished as if they are little things. Little things are accomplished as if they are big things. If you have not found the truth in one aspect of life, it is very difficult to flourish in that aspect of life. Every aspect of life has truth. The truth of that aspect of life is the Xiao Dao or small Dao of that aspect of life. Da Dao means big Dao. Da Dao is the way of all life and all universes. Da Dao Jian, the big way is extremely simple. If you understand Da Dao Jian, excuse me, just turn this on airplane mode. If you understand Da Dao Jian, apply Da Dao Jian to benefit your healing. How do you apply Da Dao Jian for healing all sickness? This is the way to do it. So it's a practice. I'm not going to do this practice yet, but basically soul power is your soul, mind, body of Jingguang Jiaoqi, Bai Bing Xiao Chu, okay, which is when golden light shines, all sickness disappears. I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. You have the power to heal all of my sicknesses. Do a good job. I'm so honored that you can heal all of my sicknesses. Thank you. And then you chant the mantra, Jin Guang Jiao Ti Bai Bing Xiao Chu. Visualize light nourishing every aspect of your being. Okay. I am now releasing another major secret for healing all sickness. 3 secrets for spiritual and energy healing have been applied since ancient times. These 3 secrets are Komi, mouth secret. Mouth secret means chanting healing mantras. There have been many major mantras in history. In my book, Power Healing, 4 Keys to Energize Your Body, Mind, and Spirit, I shared a few of the most important mantras for humanity. They include, you can write these down, guys. Ling Guang Pu Jiao. Okay, Master Sha made a CD of that. Ling Guang Pu Jiao. It's a cool mantra that actually. It's the music to it's epic. I might play that tonight. It means shine and soul light. It's important, that mantra, for this time because, does anyone want to answer why that's important? Why would shine and soul light be important right now?
Because Ling Wei Shang Shi is Kuan Yin.
Yep.
And we're entering the soul light era. Sorry, all of that, all of the above.
Yeah, that's the main one. Though. The main one is we're in the soul light era. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just see. You've got the message. Thank you, Sylvana. Which page are you on? 218. Page 218.
Thank you.
So shine and soul light is important at this time. I'll give you an example. Peter Hadoba. Obviously, Peter Hadoba's had to learn. He's Master Sha's first disciple, and he's the neurosurgeon. He's had to learn a lot of that, all of them basically. He's had to learn everything. But for years and years and years, that was his mantra. Okay, he chanted that mantra every single day. Shine and soul light. Namo Amitofu means Namo means respect and honor. Amitofu is the Chinese name for the Buddha who leads the Pure Land. He's more commonly called Amitabha. Namo Amitofu is one of the most popular mantras in history. It's been chanted by millions of people. It's a powerful mantra for purifying soul, heart, mind, and body. One of my favorite mantras from Master Sha again. Weng Mani Padme Hung, or Om Mani Padme Hung in other traditions. This is the sixth, so this is what it means, okay? This is the sixth word enlightenment mantra of Guan Yin. This is the enlightenment mantra. This is why so many Tibetan Buddhist practitioners, their mantra never leaves the lips. I actually went to a Guan Yin retreat, not a retreat, a Guan Yin temple in Sydney. And I won't share that tonight. There's a cool story how we found that. That was one of our really profound experiences for us in the early days. And there was a female nun there who chanted Amitofu all day. You know, you say hello, she's Amitofu, Amitofu, Amitofu. You get, you know, she'd ask you for help while she'd sort of like show you what she needs help with. Amitofu, the only thing that come out of her mouth. Okay, Komi, mouth secret, mantra never leaves the lips. Enlightenment mantra of Guan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion. Guan Yin's new name in the soul light here is Ling Hui Shengxia. Ling Hui Shengxia means soul intelligence, saint servant. Weng Ah Hong. If you guys haven't practiced Weng Ah Hong, definitely practice Weng Ah Hong. Okay, this is one of the most powerful Tibetan healing mantras, vibrating all of the major areas and organs of the body to promote the flow of qi. Weng stimulates the top, represents Tian, which is heaven. Ah is the middle, represents Ren, human beings. Hong is the lower part, represents the earth. It's also the Sanjiao, the triple burner, the three rivers in the body that are linked to the Waijiao, which is the biggest space in the back, which is the ocean. Okay, so there's two hand positions for this. I'll just see myself, so there you go. You can either have one hand here facing up, the other hand below the navel facing up too, like this, right? Or you can do this, like this. So if you have too much energy in your head, or you have maybe tumors or anything in your head, then you can do this one, okay? This one will actually bring energy up. Now, it's red light, Weng, Ah, white light, Hong, blue light. If you swap them two colors, I've heard Master Sha say it opens your third eye. One is healing, one is opening your third eye. So if you have blue, white, red, it's open your third eye, okay? Red, white, blue, heal the whole body. Master Sha shared, I don't know whether he was Indian guru, but he met another master anyway. Might have even been a Taoist master, to be honest with you. And he had practiced this practice. And he actually said to me, he said, Master Sha, you release too much wisdom to your students. A few people have said that to him, actually. When he was in the Wudang Mountains, one of the masters up there said to Master Sha, he said, you should release wisdom. It should be like taking one hair out of a sheep at a time. That's how you should slowly give wisdom to your students. He says, you give them everything. But Master Sha has said many times, now's not the time to keep secrets. Now's the time to try and enlighten humanity for this transitional period. The other mantra is, which is important, is 3396815, San San Jolyo Bayawu. Okay, if you haven't brought out your soul language yet, just chant San San Jolyo Bayawu half an hour a day. San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo Bayawu. Chant it as a mantra, or San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo. Forget about your soul language. Just get lost in that mantra. San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo Bayawu, San San Jolyo Bayawu. Naturally, just feel yourself get faster, faster, more detached, and your soul language will come out with no attachment to bringing it out. Okay, there's many different ways we can be flexible with these practices. This sacred divine code was given to my beloved spiritual father, Master Jichen Guo, by divine about 35 years ago. Produced San Sanjolio by Wu. It is the code to unlock one's soul language and more, right? And more means a lot more. You can, that is the universal language, the key to unlock wisdom anywhere. Think about it. You see a star in the sky, you don't, you know, you can communicate with that star. You can communicate with the soul in charge of humanity. It's literally, it's whatever you think of, okay? The soul in charge of, the main soul in charge of all the oceans. So it is infinite wisdom linked to that, okay? God's light, this mantra was given to me by the divine as I was writing my book, Power Healing. That was divine creation on the spot. Master Jai released God's light years ago, back in the day as well. So there's some of the mantras. One of the other secrets is Shenmi. Shenmi is a body secret. Okay? It refers to secret body and hand positions for healing. These body secrets include special positions while laying down, sitting and standing. Hand secrets include mudras, the one hand near, one hand far, body power secret, for example. I don't think we've done enough of that. I think we should focus a night or even a little one-day workshop for one hand near, one hand far, because understanding one hand near, one hand far is a very, very easy to understand and practical self-healing tool for helping our families. Okay. You know, if you think about how simple the concept is, you put your hands together like this. Like if I do that, as soon as they come in, I instantly feel heat between my hands or energy, like tingling. So this is creating a high density field. If you could see the energy, you would see it coming out of the top, because high density flows to low density. If the energy in my hands is doing this because it's close, it's high density, where's it going to flow to? It's going to flow out into a more open space. So if you go like this, you won't feel the same energy. You will feel energy, but it won't be as intense as this. So if you have a headache, which is too much energy in an area, you can create a high density field, either like this or more focused like this with the tips of the fingers. Remember, high density flows to low density. And with your other hand, you can create a bigger space, because you can never have too much energy in the lower abdomen. So you can create one hand far, which is a low density field. And then there's an invocation. So the soul body of the mantra would be Ijo, for example. E is number 1, vibrates the head. Master Guo found these where the numbers vibrate in the body. Jo is number 9, lower abdomen. So you'd invoke the mantra, you'd invoke the energy in your head. Please flow to my lower dantian and build my spiritual power, sound power. You chant Ijo. And you create a high density field, mind power. You see light coming through your hand and flushing and diminishing this light, but carrying it down to the lower abdomen. So you're not getting rid of energy. You're using too much energy in a place where you don't need it. You're using it to strengthen the body. And you would chant Ijo, Ijo, fast and slow, okay? Loud and quiet. Very simple. If you have only 10 to 15% of disorders or illnesses are actually too little energy, like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So in that case, you would do the practices where you build energy in the lower abdomen, and then you do the opposite. For example, you'd put a near hand, your lower dantian, and you'd put, which is a high density field, one hand far on your head. You would actually use the energy that you've accumulated to send energy to the head where it's needed. Okay, so Master Shash did, came to the West and was sharing these and having amazing results. But these, we should do more of these so you can experience them for yourselves. There's ways of nourishing the kidneys, building different energy centers, and so on and so forth. Any questions at any time, fire away, by the way. And the last one, the last secret is Yimi, a thinking secret. This refers to focusing the mind using concentration, attention, and visualization for healing. Many healing modalities apply one of these techniques. For example, there are modalities that use sound, that use specific body and hand positions, or that use creative visualization. What makes this soul healing system unique is that it applies all three techniques simultaneously. You fast forward to where he is today, he's actually using the body to trace the pathways of the Tao calligraphies. Okay. Ancient spiritual teaching is San Mi Hui. San means three, Mi means secret, Hui means join as one. So that San Mi Hui means three secrets join as one. So San Mi Hui is very important. Let me give an example to show you how to apply San Mi together to open the third eye. I'm going to stop here because we'll do this next week. I want to do the Jin Dan Da Dao Shui Lian this week, but I'll fold the page on 220 so anyone who's got the book can have a little look at it, because this hand position is actually beautiful. It's the heart lotus position, okay, and the mantra is going to be Weng Mani Bama Hong. But we can do that. Do you want to do that now, or would you rather do that next week? I'm easy. You can do that now if you're feeling it.
Came up for a reason.
Yeah, okay. Nice, okay. So body power. I'll play the mantra for this as well. I've got the mantra for this. Body power, sit up straight, put the tip of your tongue as close to the roof of your mouth without touching it. Put both palms in the lotus position. You'll probably be able to get in it better than me. My arms are struggling getting in it. But basically, if you can get your elbows touching and down, that's good. If not, no problem. But your pinkies touch and your thumbs touch, and you put it in this lotus position over your heart. This is really beautiful for connecting with Weng. Okay, this practice. Put both palms in the lotus hand position as follows. Place your hands in front of your message center. In the center of your chest, gently touch the heels of your hands together. Gently touch your thumbs together. Gently touch your little fingers together. Open all of your fingers as though you were holding a beautiful lotus flower. Yimi, mind power. Visualize golden light shining in your third eye, which is located in the center of your head, the area of the pineal gland. So if you were to draw a line from in between your eyebrows over your head and from the top of your ears across, where that meets, you're going to come down 2.5 inches, okay? Cherry-sized gland in the center of your head. Komi, sound power is Weng Mani Bama Hong. Chant for at least 3 to 5 minutes per time. The longer you chant, the better. So see if he applies soul power to this. Mantras I've given you a secret universe for humanity. Chant the end of the mantra results in the first place channel. Okay. Okay, so we'll do a soul power with this. Please emphasizing just the San Mi. Dear Guan Yin, dear all Yuanling, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, we love, honor, and appreciate you. Please bless us, please forgive us. I'll just get Weng Mani Bama Hong up. Okay, so we'll do Weng Mani Bama Hong tonight. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry about too much energy getting in your head. Okay, it'll give us a good opportunity to whatever energy we build in our head tonight, we'll let it nourish and clear the left and right brain, stimulate the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, open our third eye and our message center. And even if it feels like your head's going to blow, we will channel it down at the end. We'll do ijo, and we'll bring it down and strengthen the lower dancing. You never want to keep it up there, okay? So I'm going to mute myself. The soul of Weng, the soul of Ma, the soul of Ni, the soul of Ba, the soul of Hung. This is in one of his other books, to invoke each word. The soul of Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung. It opens up the Zhong Mai, the center channel, from the top down to the Kongong, okay? That the soul temple in the middle of your abdomen, okay? Sacred location. So it's a very powerful mantra, Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung. So we chant and we dedicate this to the benefits of all beings. Please, as appropriate, open our third eye, open our spiritual channels. Please open our heart. Please nourish us with compassion. We are so grateful. Okay, I'll mute myself.
Mani Ba Ma Hung, Weng 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 Mani Ba Ma Hung. Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung, 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 Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung. Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung, 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 Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung. Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung, 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 Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung. Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung, 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 Weng Mani Ba Ma Hung,
Don't limit your visualization with this mantra. So see Kuan Yin sitting on a lotus flower above you, as Ling Wei Sheng Shi, huge. And think of how many enlightened beings chant this mantra. Okay, see infinite light pouring in. You think about the landscape as far as you can see in the horizon and beyond. Well, imagine that from the heavens pouring in the top of your head and flushing out your Zhongmai, nourishing your center channel and opening your third eye in your heart. Okay, so don't limit the visualization.
Weng ma ni ba ma hong, 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 Weng ma ni ba ma hong. Weng ma ni ba ma hong, 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 Weng ma ni ba ma hong. Weng ma ni ba ma hong, 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 Weng ma ni ba ma hong. Weng ma ni ba ma hong, 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 Weng ma ni ba ma hong. Weng ma ni ba ma hong, Weng ma ni ba ma hong. 嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽。
So this mantra is a beautiful yin-yang alternation. So when it's chanting, really chant out loud. Feel how much this mantra vibrates your being. And then when it goes into this yin, let go of everything. You can put your hands over your lower abdomen if it feels comfortable. And just let everything settle. And then again, get into the yang.
嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽。嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽。嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡 嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽。嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽。嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛吽，嗡嘛呢叭嘛 mani ba ma hum, Weng 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 mani ba ma hum.
While you sit in this space, as I said, this mantra is Guan Yin's way of opening the Zhongma, like I said. So it represents Weng, 7th, Ma, 6th chakra, Ni, throat chakra, Ba, Ha, Ma, 3rd, Hong, 2nd. I'm sharing it with you because Weng, Hong, okay, that's sacred mantra. Weng, Mani, Ba, Ma, Hong, okay? So it's, so you're practicing Weng, Hong as well while you practice this mantra. But Guan Yin's way of opening the Zhongmai with compassion and infinite Buddha's wisdom, light. So with one hand on your heart, one hand on your lower abdomen, just scan your body, see how you feel. You probably actually won't feel too top heavy. I don't feel much energy in my head, even though that was a third eye practice, because that mantra channels right through. But we will do an Ijo practice anyway. So bring your awareness to your head, your third eye, and see the third eye clear, as if you had a camera that could go around 360. See it from underneath, from the side, from up above, and just see how it is a light gland, okay? And see how it is absorbing all this spiritual light and frequency. And it's decalcifying and it's opening up, okay? And as this channel that it's connected to is opening up with infinite light and our foundation is growing, it is being fed, like, imagine like a car battery, but far more powerful in your Snow Mountain Kundalini area, sending voltage, light up your spine into nourishing, constantly nourishing that third eye channel. And as it opens up a lotus on the top of your head, spiritually speaking, allows more light in, that light channels down into the Jin Dan in the lower Dantian. So you have this full closed circuit loop. Jin Dan nourishes the kidneys and the Kundalini, sends a charge of energy and light up your spine, opens your third eye and your lotus flower gets bigger, can accumulate and catch more light, open more to the spiritual world. That waterfall of light comes in, cleans us internally, opens up the Jungmai, the center channel, nourishes our foundation. Okay, and this is a meditation in itself, even if you just visualized on that pathway. But dear Suman body of Yi and Suman body of Jo, Yi-Jo. They're the soul of one hand near, one hand far. We love you. The soul of light, love you. They're the energy in our body and in the universe, in all creation. We love you. Vital chi. Please help channel this pure, beautiful energy. If there is any excess energy, only channel the excess energy from our head to strengthen our foundation, our lower foundational energy centers, and open our heart. So put one hand over your navel, about 11 to 15 inches away, like this, like focused like this, with a soft elbow, soft hand, and be flexible. Give me 10 inches, okay, whatever you feel. And we're going to put one hand near above our head like this, and just feel the high density, and you see and feel the energy move to low density. We'll just chant a few rounds of Yi-Jo. Yi-Jo, 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 Yi-Jo. Yi-Jo, 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 Yi-Jo. Slow and light, soft. Yi-Jo, 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 Yi-Jo. Loud. Yi-Jo, 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 Yi-Jo. I'm so sorry. Beijo keeps thinking we're chanting Beijo. Here he is. No, you should do the face he's looking at him like, what? It's okay, buddy. So we say, that's enough. We only have to do a few minutes of Ijo. If you have a headache, you can do it for like 5 minutes, a few times a day. So we put our hands in a traditional prayer position. Before we close, just give all our love and appreciation to God, to the Tao, to our heart and soul, the beloved Guan Yin, 87 Buddhas of Tao Beijo, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all beings that support the divine and Tao. You have a physical teacher, give them all your love. To Jesus, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all saints, okay, your ancestors, any souls that have taken part tonight that have forgiven us, okay. Every time we do these practices, we've got to be open to understanding that many souls may have forgiven us in that practice. We dedicate this practice to the enlightenment, the benefit of all sentient beings. Please forgive us. Think about how many souls may have not been able to forgive us until this point. They may have resonated with that practice. They may have joined us out of curiosity. They may have found their way back towards heaven, towards their enlightenment journey, and forgiven us. Okay, so these are big practices. When we leave, we are clearing a lot. Okay, so in our heart, we say, how. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Gong song, gong song, gong song. Respectfully return. I'm going to just stop. I'll read, it's one chapter, 2 pages. I'll read this out. Chapter 20. In high truth, is there any difference between yes and no, between good and evil? Is there any absolute distinction? Must one fear what everyone fears? It is still too early for the subtle truth to dawn on those who are so self-assertive. People of the world run about excitedly as if they were going to miss the yearly royal sacrificial feast, or as if they were going to be the last one to climb a high tower on a beautiful spring day. I alone remain quiet and indifferent. I anchor my being to that which existed before heaven and earth were formed. I alone am innocent and unknowing, like a newborn babe. Unoccupied by worldly cares, I move forward to nowhere. The people of the world have more than enough. I alone appear to have nothing. The people of the world appear shrewd and wise. I alone look foolish. I like to be forgotten by the world and left alone. Indeed, I have the mind of a single person, calm and self-contained. I am like a vast ocean, free and seemingly aimless. I am like a gentle wind. Everyone seems so clever and self-assured. I alone appear unlearned and original, insistent upon a different direction than other people pursue. I alone value taking my sustenance from the mother. That's actually a really nice translation of that chapter. I'm glad we landed on that. Does anyone want to share anything? Ask anything? Please feel free.
I don't think I can talk. That fully blew my head off.
What did the practice or that chapter?
The practice.
Nice. And
Good
just
night.
remember, yeah, good night. We just remember as well that if when I upload this recording, which I'll do tonight, you'll have 20 minutes of that mantra. Okay, so if you ever want to revisit that mantra, you can listen to it on YouTube. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love you guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night. I'll stop recording now.